right. Enjoy some more poo-poo come. Tuesday, 1948, 53 seconds, year 2026, fucking second month, February 17th day. Blast off. Sing-a-ling-a-ding dong. Enjoy sing-a-ling-a-ding dong. Oh, get the tits. Get the tits. Get fucker. Get them tits. Now that's D sharp. That's a D sharp 6, and then it bar and everything, playing all the 3 notes per strings. That's something new right there. It's a 2, D sharp 2, which is the C sharp key, 7, C7, C sharp 1, and then F sharp 4, and then F4, F3, and repeat it. That's just a 4 3 2 1 4 3 2 5. See, listen to that one again. 4 3 2 4 3 2 1. 3 notes per string. Just decorate any of the 3 notes per string notes. Doesn't have to be all 3 notes per string. Just play any way. That's all decoration. Called color in the courts. You know, in the legalism courts, the judges are known for practicing what's called color of law, but it's not law. It's color of legalism. Is what they've been practicing. And now that Trump is in with military operation and clean the whole fucking system out. According to stories going around. So, you know, with those stories, there's the option to to add intention and success, success with the energy. Look at that one. Wow, brother's wondering, oh, that would be like a fucking, that's a major. It went down a major to a minor, a full step. Gets all into fucking Angelia fucking, what the fuck's his name? Like he sings that song, Richard Marx, Angelia. You know, he writes all kinds of different songs, and he likes to play with the different fucking keys and different chord positions and shit. So, but yeah, that was a... That's the resolution note. When brother says to resolve, resolution note to resolve, he's talking about the next note it wants to go to. And usually a resolve note is a come note. It's a very satisfying note. So. Now done. There it is, a fourth. That's the note the brother heard. So going at it like this. That just fucking popped up spontaneously. Ejaculated all over the fucking place out of fucking nowhere. It's a little bit loud though. For some reason the amp went loud. I don't want to go too loud. Disturb Boo, because she's still waiting for, like, when poo come. This is day 4. She's got a little poo stuck in there. It seems like it's just a little one. And then she's just eating a little bit of food. Yeah, baby, how Boo? Why can't I roll around? She roll around now. So now, that's a Striper song right there. Brother just watched a Michael Sweet video, his latest song on Frontier fucking music and all that stuff. He says he wrote a new song. He says it's something different. Hope you like it. The name of the song is called Lord. Anyway, so moving on. Wow, so that went. playing around with shit. But then it went up here. And that's going to be this major chord there. This fucking C sharp key still. And that's going to be the the 4 note. Yeah, F4, C sharp key. This is all F sharp key. Starting from the beginning of the whole fucking video. The 3 was supposed to be there, but it went. It's still the same F chord, it just went minor. That's the difference. That's the thing that reminded with the Richard Marx fucking, that was like a Richard Marx movement. And when the brother says Richard Marx movement, he's just saying that in general a musical move that's somewhat popularly known. It's a musical move. It's just chop the dick off the boy. Chop the dick off the boy chord. So this is a major chord, which is the boy energy. And the boy energy, remember, is Holy Father, Son, Holy Spirit, which is thought or idea. And it's the invisible realm no one can see. That's why no one has ever saw God yet. I mean, that's the real story behind, for those that want proof for God, there's the only proof there is. It's just a fucking idea. It's just a thought. It's always invisible. Until everybody becomes conscious to realize, oh shit. I thought there was a real guy with a beard in the sky somewhere. But for those that believe that, that's wonderful, because it gives them strength to want to live. Or, want to live instead of committing suicide. That's the neighbor's boyfriend, or else one of her new employees or whatever the fuck. He's been spending a lot of late nights over there. You never know, they might be plugging into something besides computer programs. learn to rent commercial properties, manage commercial properties out in town. So anyway, so wow, that's cool. Sounds like something, Stryper. It sounds like something that Michael Sweet would come up with, though. When he writes a good fucking song. So won't you sing you Anyway, so I ain't heard Michael Sweet write a good song lately, so that's why brother has written some good songs, though. He's rusty. He's rusty. His connection with the universe has probably been questioned. He's probably questioning Christianity the way they learned it as a child. Now that Russell's on the scene, Russell's been sharing all kinds of shit, all kinds of evidence with fucking Christianity, and in the heavy metal guitar music genre realm. So. But it didn't drop to there, it actually dropped to the 3. So once again, that's a 4 major. Chop the dick off the boy, now it's a girl, 4 minor, or F sharp minor, C sharp key. See how the brother's fucking leaning in again? Just watch the last video. The brother's gotta fucking relax. Someone your landlord shows up, baby. And pulls down them panties, maybe. That would be a Michael Sweet fucking hit right there. Also a striper hit. But when on the Michael Sweet solo albums in the early, probably 80s or 90s, whenever he went solo, he came out with some good fucking shit, and it was all fucking acoustic based, but it had still some electric guitar in it, some here and there, but it was different. It was different than the striper stuff, and it's some good shit. Good shit. That was, you know, that was during the times when Michael wanted to see how popular he could become throughout the earth. You know, like Elvis and all that stuff. Everybody's got that innate feeling inside to think, oh man, I wonder how big I can get. Since how I'm the driving force behind the whole fucking Striper band. He's the most talented fucker. You know, there are many people that are in bands. They end up breaking off, and they become, you know, just their name. They become just their name, and they become very popular throughout the earth and very famous. But that didn't happen for Michael. So he had to go back to Striper because, you know, the other guys couldn't make it on their own, and so, you know, it was kind of a, well, common sense thing. Well, now that Trump's back, now's our chance to get back and power a Christian band again. But even before Trump, you know, they decided to come back, so. You know, that's just Russell. Russell's always just fucking coming up with shit. Russell is so much with the spontaneous energy, just to play anything, just start jacking with it, because he knows where all the fucking notes are at. That's what makes it so fucking so easy. And he knows just to hit them anyway. anyway, it's cool. And see what comes up with it. And go different directions. You know, it's always something kind of different. Although it might all sound the same, but most songs sound the same because there's a basic chord structure there that is popular. It's widely accepted throughout the earth. But that was a 6 to a 4. And just going up and down the scales with the 3 notes per string. Marty Friedman been up to the target note. Add a little bar in there. A little bar though. So, you know, that's just a brother has learned to do power chords like this. And that's really something new. It's almost to the point where Russell could say on YouTube he hasn't seen any other guitarist play like this. And then use the pinky to fucking hit all the other different notes to get an affidavit going. Why I'm talking a full three string chord. Keep the 3 string chord going. That happened to go 6 to 4 to 1 to 5. 6, 4, 1, 5, sharp 5. That's the Yngwie Malmsteen move right there. The reason brother, see Russell's fucking getting too fucking close to the fucking camera again. All right, now, brother needs to relax, look up there and see that everything is pretty much clear. You can see that, okay, it's clear. Now, it might not be clear to someone just watching it on the smartphone or just on a regular 15-inch computer. You got to get a big 43-inch or a 52-inch or a 70-inch to really get some clarity. That way the brothers can back up from the fucking screen and say, all right now, instead of being in everyone's fucking face, because that's the old mud-stuck, abusive, bully child bad habit. Always wanting to be in someone's face, and it's the same idea as you better do what I tell you to fucking do, or I'm gonna hurt your ass. And that's basic Hollywood acting presentation. Russell's natural born. Russell was born in Hollywood, Los Angeles, California, so it's in the fucking blood. All the family is from there. So it comes out natural with Russell. to perform the part and then separate from it immediately and go back to being regular Russell. For a lot of people, they can start getting wrapped up in intense Hollywood parts. They can't separate themselves, and they're all shook. And they go home, have nightmares, and then they end up committing suicide and all that shit. And that right there is a chromatic move. 5, sharp 5, 6, known as the blues. That's the popular blues pattern, 3 notes. And so now one can play the blues scale, except for the most part, most people only know where the 3 blues notes are at using the blues box, which is either the 5 box, 3 notes per string, or the 2 note, 3 notes per string blues box, which is known 2 notes per string. You know, like squirt, 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 2 notes per string. See? And then it goes to this, and then this string goes back to that. All right, you see it? It's Ronnie James Dio. He said it wards off evil spirits. Playing the blues wards off evil spirits. Missed it, mistake note, so what? Russell goes Marty Friedman backwards with the notes. They'll just slide down. Don't always have to be looking at the guitar all the fucking time. Miss a note, so what? It's either going to be a Marty Friedman bend up into it, or a Russell slide back into it, or dive down to it. So what? So what? It's off. So what? The mistake note was hit. It's not really a mistake note. It's actually an opportunity. It's an opportunity to sheriff. Sheriff. To she riff. She riff. She riff. This is a riff. There's Ingwe again. He always shows up on that sharp 5th between the 5 and the 6. The 3 notes. So the easiest, most popular, easiest way to locate the 3 notes is to go to the 5th string, play these 3 notes on the 5th string. And since how everything's past, since how there's a note past the 5th fret, which is called the tune the string frets, everyone holds the finger on the 5th to get the 6th and the 5th, go down to the next string, 5th and the 4th. It's always the... So if there's one of the notes, one of the 3 notes is past the 5th fret, backwards, then one's going to have to go up the neck to the octave and play it up here. So it's going to be the same as the octave on the 4th string, and then locate it on here on the 5th string. It's going up. There it is. Because there's the 12th string, which is the A note, the same A note there. Open 5th string is the same A note as the 6th string fretted for tuning guitars. For those that like to play around with harmonics. After all these years, when I played with tears, I cannot feel the same when I was playing fuck. Harmonics. So anything going past the 5th fret here, which this is the A note, and then these 2 dots here, it's also 5th string octave A note, which is a higher A. There the brother's getting too close again. Needs to back off, getting all in someone's face. The energy can feel it. Russell's trying to press this on you, showing you how fucking easy it is, right? So that's too much pressure. It's getting too hot in here. Brother needs to unshirt here. And Russell is bringing the consciousness with this to show that all living organisms are dealing with the inner child mud-stuck bully at all different levels. All are dealing with it. All living organisms are having the wonderful most opportunity to deal with this mud-stuck, abusive atmosphere that's around, called society, or planet Earth, or Milky Way galaxy, or the whole fucking universe. So, anything down past the A note down here, now brother's looking up at the screen, which is causing Russell to slow down and relax more, see? And that affects the whole atmosphere all around, throughout, and it's like a ripple, like the XRP cryptocurrency ripple. It ripples out throughout the whole fucking universe, and one can sit here and be with it. And in the church, they call it being in the presence of the Lord. It's called the presence of the Lord. And Striper Michael's feet and all the Striper bandmates and all the church folk, all the Christians that go Pentecostal church and all that, know the verbiage, the language called the presence of the Lord. Place of with love, please. So anyway, here's the note, and it's up here, so it's gonna have to be played up here. Seeing how it's easy to be seen on the screen. That's all 5th string. Those are the 3 notes with the blues box. There are 2 notes per string. And then and when it gets to the 5th string, there's the 3 notes. And that sharp, it's actually a sharp 2. When it gets to the blues box. Now it's called a sharp 2 because that's the 2 note, the 2 chord right there, 5th string bass, and then go down to the 6th string minor chord. It's like that. This finger isn't involved at all with a 6th string minor power chord, barred all the way across. And then the 2 is right there, the same fret as the 6th string. See, Russell's catching on, relaxing now. And then you go to the 5th string and play the minor position. So then get the other fingers out of the way. That's the 2 note. And then the next one's going to be the sharp 2. And the next one's going to be the 3. Which is the same as down here. It's the same exact notes. It's just an octave higher, different key, different blues box. And that's saying the same thing. Anytime one says different blues box, it's going to be usually, well, no. Different blues box can be in the same key. Because there's 5 boxes, blues boxes in every key. So it is different blues box, different key. Different blues box, different key. Because the C sharp key is the 6th note and the 2 note are here. A sharp minor, where the fuck you fingers all out, it's just hanging limp. Just get it out of the way, hang it limp somewhere, and bar it all the way across. And then the 5th string power chord is another minor, so it's the 2 minor. So that's a different key than the one that was up here. Here's the 6, and then the 2. That's a whole different key, which the key note is always the pinky on the 1st string, or the pinky on the 6th string. That's the easiest way to remember that. Which is, once again, Dio, this wards off evil spirits, this finger position. And then turn it upside down, now it's the inverted star, people call it the satanic star, and this is the girl's masturbation. She's got the fingers inside the pussy hole rubbing the G-spot. So there's this, the star is up, the pointed star is up, which stands for Christianity, but if the pointed star is down, now it's the goat head. Represents evil or Satanism. But both sides are both the same universe. And only those that separate and are one-sided and are not integrated with an equilibrium with both sides, that's out of equilibrium right there. One-sided living organisms. They can be called just flat out evil or just flat out Christian. And both is out of whack. Being either flat out all out evil is out of whack, and flat out all Christian is out of whack. And it should be common sense to most folks, but it ain't, because there's not a lot of consciousness in the whole fucking universe yet for people to join the common sense with it. You know, this would be called legalism. People that are stuck on the satanic evil side, stuck in the mud with it abusively, and then wanting to keep it like that forever. And the same thing with the Christian side. People are stuck on goody two-shoe, stuck in the mud with it abusively, wanting to keep it like that forever. And each one has a story. Over here they say, oh, once we die, we're going to go to heaven, and God's going to be in charge, rule everyone with his rod of iron. But with common sense, one can realize, whoa, that's not equilibrium. That's still, I'm a slave, and God's the slave master. That doesn't sound like equilibrium when one starts having common sense with it. But the consciousness has to come in and sit with it, embrace it. And usually the consciousness comes in because there's clues written in different books to read. There's ancient books to read, old ancient books, or just listening to people talk, share the information. So, remember, Russell said the Yngwie J. Malmsteen is the middle note. See, there's the brothers leaning in again. Nothing wrong with leaning in, but, you know, Russell wants to get some equilibrium with that, because he's been leaning in for like the past 20 years into the fucking camera. And this blues note here is known as the sharp 5. But it's really just a key change when it's brought to the blues box. And the middle note is known as the sharp 5 with this key. when this is the 5 note, his brother's leaning in again. He keeps looking at that fucking smartphone. And everything starts getting tense. Russell can feel it. Russell needs to adjust the fucking... God, man, it's already been 40 minutes into the video. Russell can teach for fucking hours. Russell can share information for fucking hours and hours, but fucking there ain't no funding and technology to keep the fucking everything fucking going over here. And it took all day just to upload a 1-hour video today. I'm talking all fucking day. Russell can fucking go on and on and on for hours. Especially if he keeps equilibrium and relaxes. But Russell is also dealing with that child bully inside. The child bully. Much stuck abusively on something, on anything. Much stuck abusively on anything. Much stuck abusively on everything. It's just that, Russell is pretty much the only one in the whole fucking universe right now. Because Russell ain't met no one yet. There could be others, but Russell just says, Russell's more than likely the only one in the whole fucking universe that's ahead of the fucking pack. Ahead of all the other living organisms that are alive right now, living. Ahead of the fucking pack. Not to think that Russell's all great and everything. He's just being realistic with common sense and equilibrium. Russell's ahead of the fucking pack. And remember, everything Russell shares is just a story. It's just a story to another living organism. Just a story. And until the story is mixed with self-experience, only then shall one actually know something then. And Russell calls these things universal principles. Universal principles. Get the fire going and turn the fan on to get the smoke out of here. Have some fun with life. Have some fun with living. And spur of the moment, spontaneously. Oh, that's unchristian. That's all fear. Living like that, that's a lot of fear. That's worrying about what others think of thee. What others might think of thee. that's not the real Christianity. Worrying about always living in fear, worrying about what others might think of thee. Play self-love, please. That's the information that Russell shares. Remember, it's just a story. Just because Russell says something doesn't mean that it's true. Russell has self-experience, and there's an atmospheric something that's felt with it that feels right with Russell. But Russell knows. Not just self-experience. Russell's got self-experience up the ass, getting into years and years self-experience. Up the ass. That's an old street saying. Russell hasn't had anything up his ass, although he did experiment with a dildo one time, but it didn't last long. He didn't really like it. He was just curious because he heard that there's a prostate gland up inside the anus. And then that gave Russell an education on why why gay people like to fuck each other in the ass, because there's a spot up inside the ass, the prostate gland. When something's rubbing up against it, it feels fucking awesome. But you know, Russell just it you know, it was just cool just to know it and feel it, and then you know, and go at it a little bit more, and then realize this isn't feeling good anymore. This isn't feeling good anymore. And the only way Russell had a toy in his hand because some girl dropped it off out in town in the park one time. It was in a box. Brother opened up the box and there was some girl's dildo. So he brought it home and soaked it in alcohol for a couple days. Then got to experiment with it, and then it ended up missing. Brother moved it in with mother because the sheriff was guarding the house and hid it somewhere or threw it away or something happened to it. Was all embarrassed to having it in the possessions because someone might see it living in someone else's house. So, but. And then listening to some of the sailors come back to the ship when they went out and visited girls out at the port, Liberty Call. You know, I overheard one of the sailors saying, "Yeah, this girl stuck her fingers up my ass and she was rubbing inside there." And he said, "Oh my God, the fucking ejaculation was superior to anything." So brother had that story always lingering in the mind as an 18-year-old young boy, first joined the military and all that. You know, legally speaking, 18 years old. And today, legally speaking, Russell's 58. Wow, that's 40 years ago. No, 30 years ago. No. Oh, fuck. Let's see, 18, 28, 38, 48, 58. 40 fucking years ago. Oh, fuck. And that's, wow, must be the same chord the brother was playing with. Yeah, he was. That was a 1-4-5. It was. That was the same song at the beginning of the video. Started off. Brother's getting good at memorizing this fucking, all these different chord fucking progressions. It was a fucking 6. No, this is a 2, C sharp key, D sharp 2, and then fucking C7, C sharp 1, and then F sharp 4. And that would be F3, and then back to the D sharp 2. And everybody claps the hands on the one note. But yeah, that's just playing around with the pinky. That pinky is always sliding around to all these different fucking notes, which is coloring the chord. And sometimes use the other fingers too, and other notes that surround the chord, whether it be lower or higher. For the most part, it's usually higher, because all the fingers like to go this way, and there's no way to get the fingers to go the other way except to slide down. So then brother would think, all right, well, to slide down, if this is a 2, sliding down, there it is. So that's still the 2 there, so all those are different ways to play the 2. But that's all part with the exploration. When everything is universally to get there, some say ready to get there, bluey to get there, yellowy to get where, get there, get where, get there, get there, bluey. There's all kinds of different crayon colors. Doesn't always have to be, are you ready yet? That's the same thing as your ID. Can I see your ID, please? Is another policing effort. But, you know, that's the old habit. And that's all people really comprehend and understand out in the town is the everyday language. So are you ready yet? It can still be seen as a good thing. Are you ready yet? So Russell's so satisfied with music. I mean, every day is like a whole fucking experimental fucking something new journey. Although if Russell wanted to, he could just play the same old shit, and he's still satisfied with it. There's always a different way to play the same old shit. There's a different instrument. There's a piano, but it used to have a bass. There's a drum set down there. And there's a microphone there. I mean, brother had his way of funding and all the technology. He had every symphonic instrument back here with the stage. Brother would be playing every fucking instrument. Brother started off when he was a young kid, 5th grade. First instrument he played was a saxophone. Started off, he was attracted to the saxophone because the high school band team came over for the visit, and they showed everyone their music. They played, and everybody went to the gymnasium, and Russell was just enthralled, like, wow, this is fucking cool music. And it was really attracted to the fucking cymbals in the back. The guy would fucking and then they allowed all the children to go into the fucking they had a special room where they laid out all the instruments they had brought out all the tables, and they had like velvet fucking tablecloths, and then all the gold and silver instruments. I mean, it just looked fucking rich man's world. It was so impressive. Brother was just somehow attracted to the color of the brass horns, you know, and the silver horns, but it happened to be the brass saxophone. Brother was attracted to that, and so he decided he wanted to play that. I mean, so that was the brother's first real instrument encounter, although there was an instrument encounter before that. See, brother's getting close to the fucking, he's ready to fucking put it in your face, right? Mother had a piano for a little bit of time. Brother always loved fiddling on the fucking piano, coming up with something. Although he didn't know anything with music. until he got the saxophone, and then he had a music book, and the teacher would teach how to read music and play music with the saxophone. But with the piano, there was no. Mom had music books, and she could read music, but Russell, he just playing with the different sounds and coming up with shit. He was satisfied, but the piano was only there for like a summer, and that was it. It was probably just a rental, just for a little bit of time. It was gone. It might have been a year, and then Russell didn't even realize the piano was gone. Didn't even realize it. Didn't even miss it. Didn't even miss it. Wasn't even conscious that the piano was gone. Oh my God! Now that's a little boy in his own little fucking world somewhere. And Russell remembers pulling out the buckets and getting some Lincoln log sticks and pretending like he was playing the drums, and it was sounding kind of good to him. Back then too. Then he told the music teacher he wanted to go and play drums, so dropped the saxophone and went and played the snare drum and the bass drum. See that? Still playing that 2 chord. The main thing is just to keep that note going. But to at least have 2 notes going. It gives it more oomph. And the 2 is down here, and that's the D minor shape 2. Which is called an inversion. The reason why it's called an inversion because it starts on a different arpeggio number. And every chord has 3 arpeggio numbers. There's Russell backing off from the fucking getting in your face again. He's ready to fucking stick fingers up your fucking twat. All right? So, you know, usually the main chord is played, but the first note is 2. And then it goes 2, 4, 6. Play the 2 note, the 4 note, and the 6 note. And now it's a chord. Like that. Two. So this would be 4 on the second string. Hold on, gotta remember. Look up here. This one's a 2, and that one is a 6. So that's an inversion because it's starting on the 6. So you know. The main chord is the 2, is the bass. It goes 2, 4, 6. And there Russell did it again. See how easy it is to go back to that old habit? To get in your face. And to have it. And that's called constriction and clamping down. Bearing down on something. Whereas to remain expanded and stay connected with the bigger peripheral vision with the universe and all the energy. Look up at the big screen. Look up at the big screen. This is the old habit, bearing down on these small little points, tiny little points. It's like being closed-minded in on a microscope. Mom, look at all the tiny little things. I see all the cells and shit. You know, that's cool, wonderful. Have equilibrium between zooming in and zoom out. Also. And be conscious with it. during the activity. Am I getting locked in on zoom out? Because sometimes it's more relevant to zoom in. So start the 2 note on a 2 or start it on a 4. That would be inversion number 1. So it would go 4, 6, 2. Play it that way. And then inversion number 2, start the 2 chord on the 6, then the 2, and then the 4. It's all the same chord, it just sounds different, like this. See that? Now, brother would have to figure out which one of these is the main 2 chord. It's probably this one. Might be this one. You see, 2 is this note, which is the D sharp note. Ah, there it is. So it goes backwards. And then there's the main one right there. It's the cascading angle. This one right here, which is known as the F bar chord position. Except with the minor, it's just known as the Yngwie J. Malmsteen minor position. That's where Russell comes up with it. There's the Iron Maiden chord, the Maiden chord, and now Russell realizes, oh, there's the Yngwie fucking arpeggio. That would be the main one right there. It starts on the 2, so that would be a 2, 4, and a 6. Yep, that's it. And then the next one, this one, there it is. So it's the same idea as starting on the lowest note, which is the fattest string. There's 2, 4, 6, and lift that up, but keep the 2 and the 6 up, the 4 and the 6 up. Then the first inversion is 4, 6, 2, and then keep just one note from the first chord, the main chord, which would be the bass chord or the 2 chord, the name of the chord. The chord's name instead of replace of with the middle, all the middleman bullshit. Of means legally with other people. 6, 2, no, 6, yeah, 2, 4. That should be it. And this 4 should be the same as this 4, but it's a different octave. Certainly it is. And then Yngwie Malmsteen would fucking bend all the way up to that fucker using a fucking scallop 21 fret Fender and put vibrato on it and then go higher with it. So that's inversion. And once again, our video, how time flies. Fuck all these how questions. Time flies. Look at that. Another universal lesson with Russell. Because Russell teaches everything. Everything. It's the universal lesson. Everything coming with all the Russell videos, it's all universal lessons. Breaking out the big vibrator. And learn how to overcome offense and a dirty mind. Have a pure mind. Everything in the universe is wonderful. It can be seen as dirty, though. Remember that. Right. Brother has to get close now. kind of close. Doesn't really. He can kind of stretch out and hit the off button here. Later.